What are the times, Mr. Brown?
Okay, the times are 6:40, 8:40, 8:40, 8:18, and 5:10. So we actually are live right now. The Best of Investing radio show. Here I am.
Where did you go on vacation?
Well, it was basically I went to Tampa because I own some houses there,
Oh.
and then I went to the Outer Banks because my sister and brother-in-law just bought a little vacation, like a retirement thing there. It was cute, and I mean teacher firemen, and so they were really happy. We had a little family reunion and all
That's
that.
fun.
Yeah.
The Outer Banks.
Oh, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
great. Oh, Outer Banks. I've
Outer
heard of that,
Yeah,
and I want to go there. I hear it's beautiful.
I mean,
Really?
I've been there so many times, and every time I go there, I feel like that California person is like, that Marin is better.
Oh, no,
So
I don't do that. I just go there to enjoy.
Yeah.
I've just heard the Outer Banks is a good place
Well,
to
the
vacation.
water's warm.
Yeah.
Beaches are nice,
Yeah.
but it's hot and muggy and flat and Hicks.
Well, that's okay.
Is it a series of islands? Are the Outer
Yeah.
Banks just
Yeah.
essentially a series of
Yeah,
islands?
and then you got like Myrtle Beach and stuff on South
That's-
Carolina.
Further
Yeah,
down,
okay.
yeah, and that's not as nice.
That's not.
But this is in North Carolina,
Yeah.
and it's this strip of land, and the bay's on one
Yeah.
side, and the whole thing.
Because I've been to Wilmington, North Carolina. What a beautiful beach that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Okay, gotta get you on.
Hello.
Gotta get you on camera there. Okay, are we ready to start the show?
Yes.
All right, and the email question we have for you, Nam, is how do you plan for potential losses in your fund?
Plan for potential losses.
We don't lose.
We don't lose much. Well, yeah, there's that 1/4%.
Oh, yeah.
Holdback.
Reserve.
Reserve,
Holdback.
yeah.
Yeah, and we have
Patty,
enough, yeah.
with interest rates seeming to be stable for now, does it mean that a recession is on the horizon, or is it now a good time to buy real estate to lock in a low mortgage rate?
Okay.
And if you guys are ready,
Yeah.
then I am ready.
So rates, I mean, what is it saying?
Oh,
Is rates are going
the
down?
key-
They're
well, so-
supposedly going down, or they're
Interest rates seem to
stabilizing?
be stabilizing. Does that mean a recession is on the horizon? If that's the case, do you want to buy real estate now to lock in a low?
But it's
mortgage
also
rate?
negligible because we talked about one time, like in the 70s, it was 24%. And then I got thrilled when I got in the business 30 years ago. Anything below 10 was exciting.
Yeah.
So what does that even mean?
Yeah.
You know, I get it though. I get it. Yeah. So I'll
You know
say
these listeners, how they have these emails. Those crazy listeners.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Some of them are very intelligent, and other ones put emails like this together. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. So, Nam, you got some good stuff to go?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Ready? Here we go. Well, welcome. You're listening to The Best of Investing. I'm your host, Edward Brown, along with my co-host, Nam Fon of Pacific Private Money and Patty Cohn of Compass Realty. Our phone number is 888-912-1190. Use that number to answer the trivia questions for a 5-pack tanning certificate given away during the show. That certificate's not sponsored by the radio station, but by Dan Bella Tanning Salon with 2 locations in San Francisco and 1 in Marin, and that is worth over $100. It's a good price. And today's trivia theme is the movie Animal House. I thought that'd be
All right.
kind of fun.
That's awesome. That's my favorite movie.
Isn't it great? I love that movie.
It is.
Okay. Boy, a lot of things.
Dance with the old date.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of things come out of that movie.
That's
Exactly.
so funny.
All right, Dom, real estate. What you got for us?
What do I have? And you know what? Before I start on to anything else, I just want to remind people, because it's not too late, this coming Wednesday is our fund information gathering in Fremont. That's Wednesday, June 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Fremont Marriott. If you would like to RSVP, it's not too late. It's getting pretty crowded though, but it's 415-883-2150. That's 415-883-2150. Or you can go to our website, which is www.pacificprivatemoney.com. So we hope to see you there, but please call and register.
And the best part is the food and
Yeah.
watching us in action.
We were just picking the hors d'oeuvres this past
Is that
week.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Food's always good.
always good.
It's always good.
Yummy food,
That's
easy
it.
place to park. It's a nice venue. So besides that, all else is good. We're in the throes of summer. It's a little bit of a lull as school gets out and people take their vacations. But I think you see the same thing in the real estate market as well. Like fewer listings come on for a short period, and then it kind of picks back up again. But
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm hearing so many people are just going, graduation today.
Yeah.
This is the week, and then there's vacation. But I mean, summers are generally slow, and it picks up again a little bit the second week in September. But
Kids going back to school, and everyone wants to be in their house before school starts.
Yeah. Summers have been good for us. I mean, sometimes it's June that is really on fire. Sometimes it's July, but summer times have been pretty good. August gets a little bit slow, and then September gets crazy again. But no, it's business as usual. We have been holding webinars for realtors and mortgage brokers about our bridge loans. And otherwise, it's all good. But I actually brought a few articles that I wanted to share with Patty, because I always love these segments that we do with Patty, because I'm interested in the real estate space, residential. But it was interesting. I think on a previous show, we talked about how millennials are moving to Bakersfield. I got another article that came out this past week, and it says 5 cities where millennials are buying homes across the country. Bakersfield is number 3 in the country.
Amazing.
Really? It's just got to be cheap, because who wants to live in Bakersfield?
It's about cheap. Yeah.
It is, and I guess they're moving from other areas, other parts of LA County, or maybe other parts of the Central Valley. But it's like a land grab there. I mean, the homes in Bakersfield are in the $180,000 to $250,000 range.
And like what, $200 a square foot or something?
Probably in that range. I didn't see the square footage, but
it's so corrupt there too. I mean, it's just the whole thing is backwards.
Bakersfield.
Yeah.
We're lucky we live here in the Bay Area, right? Well, number 1 was Olaf, Kansas. So in comparison to where else other
OLAF?
OLATHE. Olaf?
Olaf. Okay.
Probably butchering.
I thought it was the guy from Frozen. Olaf.
Frozen 2's coming out.
Is it really? I didn't like Frozen 1 except for the music, but go ahead.
Like you got so excited.
Yeah, I know.
Number 2 is Chesapeake, Virginia.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's a nice area.
It's funny. The audience can't see this, but I have a picture that they printed out. So for Bakersfield, they show really green landscape. And that's just They probably picked like one day in January.
Exactly.
Well, they probably watered that area just for this
we
shoot.
shouldn't bag on Bakersfield too badly. I have in-laws who live there, and it's actually pretty nice. You can go up, you're not too far from the mountains too.
Well, you're a big mountain biker, so
yeah.
And then I mean, for 125,000, anything's nice, really. Like what a quality of life, you know?
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, it's got all, it's pretty populated. It's big. There's a university there. Number 4 was Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay.
So, and then number 5 is Anchorage, Alaska.
Really?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Is that attracting people there, or is that just
global warming? It's going to be the next
I'm
beach.
Choose Sioux Falls, Bakersfield, or Anchorage. Yeah.
I think I'll choose Chesapeake.
Yeah, I'd go to Chesapeake.
That's decent
maybe
area.
Sioux Falls after that.
Yeah.
Maybe Bakersfield.
But I have to imagine, I'm sure the Sacramento has got to be ranked somewhere in there.
Somewhere, yeah.
As well as.
And this was again the people moving there the most.
Millennials.
Oh,
so
millennials.
20 to 30-year-olds, maybe just between 30 and 40. But that's where a lot of migration is happening for that age group because it's affordability.
I mean, what kind of jobs? Is it just all cyberspace type thing?
I suppose. I mean, I think there's a lot of jobs you can do sort of online these days.
Oh, maybe that's it. I'll tell you what, we're going to get to our first commercial break. Again, we're talking about Animal House. And for those who remember the movie, you should be able to get these questions. Here's our first trivia question. In the movie Animal House, what was the name of the college? That's so easy. Once I say you'll remember it. Call 888-912-1190. Be the first caller with the correct answer. You're going to win that tanning certificate. I want to make a quick mention here for the this summer, Broadway Under the Stars invites you to experience the best night ever. Join them in the vineyards of Sonoma Valley for a festive pre-show picnic with the best local wine, food trucks, and music. Experience breathtaking performances under the stars with Broadway professionals from such shows as Hamilton, Wicked, Mamma Mia, and more. Reserve your tickets at bestnightever.org. I've been there before. It's phenomenal.
It's awesome.
They do a really, really good show.
I'm making notes right now.
Sullivan, really good show. All right.
Right.
Call 888-912-1190 to answer this question. In the movie Animal House, what was the name of the college? All right, don't touch that dial. The Best of Investing will be right back. Somebody had said dial. Nobody uses dials anymore.
I know. I was I would right with you.
I do.
You know what? It didn't even occur to me when I said, and so I made this 5:15 reservation because of this. I was thinking you guys had started. I gotta leave at 5.
Okay,
But
well, we'll
just put me in.
Yeah.
Put me in, and then I'm out of here at 5.
Put me in, coach.
We'll
Set me up.
we'll
Take
be
me off the
pretty close to
bench.
done by then.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll do that. I'll just do it, and then I'm gone.
Okay.
Was it Smithers College? Smith?
Was it? No. Was it? I don't think so.
We
Okay,
can't
can't
say.
say.
So you can tell me I'm wrong.
No.
I like to tell you wrong.
I didn't
It
think so.
rarely happens.
I don't know. I mean, I'm an animal house person. I can tell you a lot of quotes.
I know. I had to pick something,
Yeah.
easy, not, who played Bluto. Okay.
Ludo did.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Welcome back to the Best of Investing. Edward Brown here, along with Nam Phan and Patty Cohen. First trivia question on the movie Animal House. What was the name of the college?
Smither?
Eh.
He so set you up.
I love doing
that's
that.
totally so.
No, Faber.
Favor.
Faber College.
Totally. Favor.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
ER college.
That's close. Smithers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Patty,
very
let's
close.
move on to you because you
Thank you.
are the Marin County real estate agent extraordinaire.
I would like to believe that.
Well, we all do here at the Best of Investing. Go ahead. What you got for us?
Well, it's an interesting market. It really is because things, it's graduation week, things slow down a little bit. But what I provide the real estate statistics every week to our local paper. So I'm really on the numbers. And I would say about 50% of the properties are still going quite a bit over asking.
Really?
At or over asking.
Wow.
And that's why I say it's kind of a schizophrenic market. I shouldn't use that word. Someone
It's okay.
told me it was bad. But anyway, not politically
A
correct.
challenging market.
I know, challenging market. And because basically it's, sellers price homes across their kitchen table so they can price whatever they want.
Yeah.
Right.
And, it has flattened out and prices
Yeah.
have gone down, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
just a little bit over the last year.
Yep.
And they probably, and with the unicorns that you've talked about,
Right.
Yeah.
with with the rates stabilizing, with everything going on, it's going to be, prices are not going to be going down a lot. They're not going to be going up a lot. So that's kind of what's happening. I mean, it's summer, things will start slowing down, but we still have things like flying out the door.
But
Get the
over
price right.
asking
A
though.
lot still goes over asking. A lot.
How much percentage wise?
It just varies. I mean, we're seeing things like, sometimes 5% over, like
Yeah.
at or over asking.
Wow.
And then we have things going like 5% under because it's how it's priced to
Yeah.
start with.
Right. I mean, because sellers may adjust in the market, saying, you know what, I shouldn't put it too high, list it for too high because it's not the same market it was a year ago.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just generally pricing it lower than they would have, in
And they don't want to get it stale.
Yeah.
Right. So
It
it's
depends how savvy they are because, again, you still have people that are, when I say 5% under, that's from the original price. So you
Right.
get the price reductions. And
Oh, yeah.
and if they're in denial that things have gone down a little bit and they're still going on that curve up and it's
Right.
that's how you get that difference.
Do you know how many buyers, how many offers are being, placed on properties these days on average?
You know what? That's a good question. It's not like they're still going up, but it's not the 15 offers or the
Okay.
we saw a lot of that. Different San Francisco, there would be like 65 offers. Well, it's not that,
Mhm.
but there's still people swinging. And in fact,
Yeah.
it's not that because buyers are not having it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah, a lot of them got tired of being
Yeah.
bid out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buyer fatigue.
But,
That was something we
And,
talked about before.
it's like an emotional, it
Yeah.
reminds me of like people that lose their child, like
Mhm.
they can't get pregnant and then they lose another baby, they just give up.
Oh.
They're not having it.
Well,
That's
I
what's happening.
have an article we can cover later, but how many homes does it take for a first-time buyer to find, to find a home? But
Oh, yeah.
were you gonna?
Well, I was going to get to her email since
Oh, yeah.
Patty's going to have to leave here. Can I get to the
Yeah,
email?
please.
Okay. So an email comes in that seems kind of right up your alley because it's
Mm.
talking about the real estate. With interest rates seeming to be stable for now, they actually are decreasing a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that mean a recession is on the horizon? Or is it now a good time to buy real estate to lock in a low mortgage? So
Yeah.
it sounds like this listener is basically saying, is a recession on the horizon?
Right.
But, do I want to wait and, will the prices drop or should I buy real estate now because I can get a really good mortgage?
Yes,
Rather than
exactly.
waiting for it to increase.
Yeah, it's more about should I buy now or am I going to lose my shirt next year? And I think the first thing to do is look at the big picture perspective about rates, like you're both very savvy about rates. So in the 70s, we were at 26, 24%. When I got in the business 30 years ago, I remember it was really exciting, anything under 10.
Yeah.
Well, how many years has it been? Like 15 or 20, where we're just like excited that we're at 4 or 5,
Right.
Yeah.
you know? So, you know, yeah, interest rates are in fact stabilizing. They're going down a little bit, but then they're going up a little bit. They're doing this little like flat dance for decades. So I think it used to be the thought of a rate increase.
Mhm.
People would jump off the fence and start buying. Like, I
Yeah.
don't
Right.
think
Uh-huh.
that people are as sensitive to rates anymore. So what they're
Good
really
point.
asking is there going to be a recession? Well, I think it's like the rate question is off the table
Gotcha.
somewhat. And so back to the 11 unicorns that are happening,
Right,
many in the
right,
Bay
public.
Area,
Yeah, huh.
that's going to make a difference. And it's going to take some time to have an impact.
Right.
But also our economy's still good. It's an election year. Like all these, like I don't think that any one thing is going to be the determining factor. But if you factor in the job market in the Bay, I'm talking just Bay Area because
Right,
we're
right.
so unique, right?
Right.
But so interest rates, the job market, the presidential election.
Doesn't it seem like he just got elected like 6 months ago?
I know
Doesn't it? I mean,
It's
I
never
know
out of
it's
the news. That's
no,
for
Yeah.
sure, right?
exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
seems like it just happened.
I know it's good.
One of the things you mentioned are the unicorns. Is we were talking about how that should cause a uptick in home buying
Mhm.
because of all of these millionaires. But they are instant in one sense, but a lot of them can't exercise their stock.
Exactly.
Be able to sell it for like 6 months. They have a 6-month
Exactly.
lockup. So most of the companies that have gone public so far, I mean, what are we in June right now? They probably won't be able to. The employees won't be exercising the stock for another maybe couple months.
Yes.
So August, September, October is where you may see some of these people who are, will be able to liquidate some of their stock and start doing something with it.
Yes.
Buying
And that,
homes.
in a way, that's really good because it's not like there's this event called these unicorns are happening because it's staggered.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's really healthy. Like, I don't think we're going to see a big spike up, a big spike down. And we
Yeah.
saw the spike, like, so from 2012, 13 is when things spiked up.
Yeah.
And it really stopped in 18.
Yes.
And really, I started seeing it in like 16
Mhm.
and the upper end. I was like,
Oh.
things are different.
So if you're a buyer right now and you're working with a buyer, what would you counsel them on in terms of should they buy now or should they wait? What would
Well,
I'm sure it's depends, but
yeah.
generally,
I do. I think it's a good time to buy because if you think about historically in the Bay Area, we only had that one spike. Otherwise, we have these gentle waves. Like we have a big push up and then we have a flatness. So
Mhm.
we're going to be in some flatness, but it might continue to still go up, but not at the crazy rate that it was for a few years back. But I don't think it's a bad time. So let's pretend that that's wrong and things are actually going down. It's not going to go down that much.
Yeah, and
Because
the
we're
thing is,
not-
especially if you find like the house that you really want,
Yes.
that's more important than
Yep.
the price. You
Yes.
say, I don't want to lose this house. This is
Right.
the house I want.
Right. And historically, every 10 years in the Bay, in Marin, let's just talk Marin, every 10 years in Marin, your house is going to double. Now tell it to somebody that bought, in 05 and sold in 10, that's not true.
Yeah, and in
But-
fact, it's so funny because you look and they say, well, I can't sell it for that. I'll lose money. Yeah, but you have to look at the current price
Yeah.
because otherwise, the people who bought in the 70s bought for 100,000, it's now worth $1 million.
Right.
You say, well, okay, I'll pay you 110,000. You still make a profit.
right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's just amazing. Yeah.
All right, stay with us. We have a little bit more time here. Second trivia question on Animal House is, this is an easy one. Dorfman was given what Delta fraternity name?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
888-912-1190 to answer that question. If you're the first caller with the correct answer, you're going to win that tanning certificate. The movie Animal House, Dorfman was given what Delta fraternity name? Don't touch that down. We're going to be right back.
Clearly, if that was one of my favorite movies, and I was living in that era, those memories are no longer available.
What was the
Those memories are no
Oh,
longer
yeah.
available. Clearly, I was partaking in that
I
world.
was going to say, I was in college when it came out and people were talking about toga parties. Like, what are you talking about? Didn't you see the movie Animal House?
Yeah.
Not yet. And as soon as I did, I go, I get it now. Oh, gosh.
And then John Belushi's on the stairs singing, I wrote my love
Yeah.
a letter.
In fact, the guy who played that is a famous songwriter, I believe. The actual guy strumming, it's like Stephen Bishop or something like that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
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 And then John Belushi just comes just decimates his.
That's right. Such immature humor. It just shows my level of immaturity.
Well, it's the same thing like Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta do that kind of stuff.
You know what's
It's all too
even called them
serious.
bubblegum movies, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to kind of chill out, that bubblegum.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you got another 10 minutes, so we can do one more segment with
I
you.
love it. I think I'll do this all.
All right, here we go. What do we want to continue?
I'll do this article with
Okay.
you.
Here we go. Welcome back to The Best of Investing. Edward Brown here, along with Nam Phan and Patty Cohen. Second trivia question. In the movie Animal House, Dorfman was given what Delta fraternity name?
Is it Flounder?
Flounder. Remember?
Am I right?
Yeah.
Flounder.
All right.
Very
Yeah,
good.
that's the only name
What's
I know.
my Delta name? Bluto?
That's
That's
right.
Brother Bluto? Flounder. Flounder. Why flounder? Why not? Okay, I'm sorry. I know every line from that
Me
movie.
too.
There's so many actors in that movie and actresses
Yeah.
that
Went on.
Yeah, went on for
Yeah.
a lot of different.
Yeah,
things.
the one who played the girlfriend ended up being the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Being,
That boy is a PIG pig.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, what did she do?
I don't
after
know.
that? Yeah. All right. Yeah, Kevin Bacon got it started in that.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was.
remember him.
Yeah, okay, he was in the very beginning. He had a little beanie on his head, and then
Yes.
he was one of the recruit. You know the
Yeah. ROTC kind of.
Yes.
guys.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I have another. You know,
Yeah.
he's one of the RTC guys. Exactly.
Oh my God.
RTC guys.
So funny.
Okay.
That's such a great movie. Okay.
Continue on.
Yeah. So here's an article, and that should be right up your alley there. Patty, how many homes does it take for first-time home buyers to find the one?
Wow.
And kind of subsequent to that too is how many offers does it take before a first-time home buyer gets their offer accepted?
Exactly.
They're kind of very similar.
Well, also, how much time does it take? So, for example, in Bakersfield,
Mhm.
3 houses, 1 day.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
here, 2 years, 14 houses, because there's not much inventory.
Right?
You
Yeah.
know, but 2 years, people look for years, and they get really highly emotional, crying and all that until they finally just, I'm going out. I can't do it. You know, so that's maybe the millennials leaving.
So how many actually stay in the area when they first started looking here? Because I know like the number of home buyers that in Marin come from San Francisco is like 30%.
Yes.
Some big number.
Yeah, our the biggest buyer pool in our market, at least in Marin County, is Ken and Barbie from the marina. Yeah.
I know him.
You know, I see them every day. Every Sunday, I see them at open houses, and they're the nicest people. They're as nice as they look. You know,
Yeah.
and they're going to start a family. They're going to the country, and that's our buyer pool. They're
Yeah.
you know,
Interesting.
and
And they make $300,000 a year.
way double.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got
they have to, and a starter home is $1.5 million
Mhm.
for them.
They make $600,000 a
Yeah,
year.
maybe some.
Do you know how many weeks Non has to work to make $600,000?
Every time, Edward. Every time.
I'm sorry. I got
Exactly.
one more quote from Animal House because this guy only had one line in it. I think his name was Stork. What are we supposed to do? You mow wrong?
Mow
Remember
wrong.
that?
Yes.
That's the only line that guy had in the movie. All right.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
He got paid handsomely too.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. He had a line.
So
A whole 6-pack.
Yeah.
So these buyers, in this article, they say clarity in your vision. So you have to go in kind of knowing what you want.
Yeah.
Also, your flexibility when it comes to details outside of the must-haves, because a lot of buyers come in with this kind of dream idea of what they're going to get,
Yeah.
and they're often surprised
Yeah.
in many ways. Not to mention once they get to the inspection,
Yes.
if they already get an offer
Right.
accepted. But what would you tell new buyers coming into a market in Marin, especially,
Yeah.
to try and compete in this market?
Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes a lot of people have an unrealistic expectation and they up their price range. That happens a lot. But
Okay.
sometimes people can't, and they're just squeaking in,
Right.
and they let go of a lot of things,
Mhm.
or they give up entirely. But it really does. My counsel to people when they're in a multiple offer situation is bid on a number that you will be you will not be unhappy if you get it,
Hmm.
and you will not be unhappy if you don't get it.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's
Yeah.
a good way to do it.
Yeah, because people get really emotional,
Yeah.
and they make mistakes. Like they buy a house that wasn't even on my checklist. That was what I ended up getting, and
Mhm.
sometimes they're just so happy. I mean,
Right.
they've been through wars and they've given up their firstborn child, and they finally get that house. So it just really depends. But
Yeah.
and then in the upper end, we are not seeing as many multiple offers, but you do see multiple, and then it's just 3 million all cash when we close.
Right.
Take it.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's where we often come in to the situation, being sort of that quasi all cash
yeah.
option for people, which we can chat about later.
It's a great option. I mean, people don't really realize they can do it, but I mean, you have to have the means to do it. You have to be able to qualify.
Right.
And a lot of people are squeaking in, and they don't have as much down and all that.
Now, how many times do you think first-time buyers write offers before and lose before they actually kind of wise up to what it takes to be competitive?
It's most of the time.
It's
The
like-
ones that get to the finish line have been through this. It's kind of like getting a master's degree.
Mhm.
Like they've taken the test, they've gone through the course, and now they know what it takes.
Yeah.
They write the love letter. They bid the correct number. They're
Mhm.
not upset if they get it.
Got it.
So it takes a lot. It's not that easy. They just go through it and through it and through it.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's brutal.
I mean, it's much easier with higher price properties.
Mhm.
3+ million people are very clear. They want it. They get it. It's mine.
Got it.
Done.
It hasn't been their first home.
Yeah,
to
not their first
purchase,
rodeo.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for
Interesting.
sure. Wow. Okay. Moving on here, I'd like to give Nam not a trivia question, but an email question that comes in. How do you plan for potential losses in your fund? So you have to give a little background on that.
Yeah. So Pacific Private Money Fund, what is it? Or Pacific Private Money Inc. Well, who are we? We're private lenders. We make loans on real estate to borrowers across California, many of whom are coming to us from a real estate agents like yourself. And we make these loans. The capital that we use to make these loans are through investors, accredited investors that we have either on an individual trustee basis, which we can chat about later, or those who invest in our fund, which is a mortgage pool fund. It's a debt fund. And so the Pacific Private Money Fund makes loans. It has portfolio, and sometimes borrowers run late. Sometimes we have to foreclose on a property. But your question pertains to how do we address having to pay out, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, basically, if there's going to be potential losses in the fund.
So what we do is we set aside a certain dollar amount for reserves, and it's 0.25%.
Okay.
And that accumulates over time so that we build up sort of a war chest if we have to pay out losses.
Yeah, it's happened like once, right?
No,
If
we've
that?
actually had zero losses. We've had foreclosures.
Oh, right.
And we've had buyers who go into default, but in terms of losses, we've actually been really fortunate.
Okay, so
Exactly.
you're still building up the war chest.
Yeah.
You've actually made a little bit of money on some of those foreclosures.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't lost any principal.
Yeah.
Not only in our fund, but in all of the trustee investments or loans that we've done since we started in 2008.
And that has to do with the good underwriting.
Good underwriting. Oftentimes, if there's good underwriting and making sure that the borrowers are bringing equity into, we don't make 90/10 loans.
We'll get into that in the next segment here. We're going to cut to our next trivia question here. What was the name of the band that played at the fraternity and was also the attraction for the bar where the Delta House guys go to? Okay, we're talking the movie Animal
The
House.
band,
What was the name of the band? All right.
when they were dancing with
When they-
dates.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. That was the bar.
The bar.
But
Yeah,
before
it
that,
was
they
a
actually
bar.
played
Oh.
in the Delta House.
Oh, that's right.
At first they
did.
played that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did the a little bit louder now,
Yeah.
a little bit louder now. Okay, and so there you go. Also, want to make a mention here for Dr. Keith Cooper. He's a dentist, a board certified specialist who's been replacing and restoring dental implants in San Jose for more than 25 years. His patients love him. Call, actually, best to email him. Keith Cooper at cooperdds.com. All right. So don't touch that dial. The best of investing will be right back.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
All right. I'm
All right,
moving on.
thank
That was
you.
short and sweet. I'm so sorry I made you guys
No,
wait.
No worries.
Nice.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Like I showcase right in and say, well, I'm so sorry I have to stay later, boys. I'm so
You
sorry.
didn't get to do your exit.
I know. I feel bad.
Do you know the answer to the question?
No,
I don't.
Ah,
that's
Not that.
obscure.
Otis Day in the Night.
Oh my God, it
How do you
was.
know Animal House and not know Otis
I
Day
know.
in the Night?
Well, it's been a long time since I really.
Yes,
I
but
think
there's some things that, like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a
Good,
damn.
yes, that's
You gotta know that one,
right.
too.
That's right. Yeah, I would say the nights. Oh my God, they were great. All right, guys,
All right,
thank
we'll
you
get
so
you
much
set
for
up.
being
Thank
patient
you.
with me
Have a
today.
good weekend.
No problem.
All right, I
Enjoy
will.
yourself. Well, it's nice that it's cooler. It was a
I know. it's-
scorcher out there.
I tried to get a, $400 portable air conditioner.
Yeah. Oh, they're all
Everyone
out.
sold out.
Sure. Yeah.
Even Amazon, Saturday. I'm like, well, it's Saturday. It's gonna be
Jeez.
72. Anyway, yeah. Bye.
Like,
All right. What the heck are we going to talk about?
well, talk about, I guess, the fun. What kind of loans get you, stuff like that.
Yeah. We'll just wing it. Let me see if there's any. I'll have a deal of the week.
Oh,
too.
good. Okay, I got one too.
Oh, good.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Best of Investing. Edward Brown here, along with Nam Fon. Patty Cohen had to exit stage
Stage
left. Exit stage right or left? Whatever. Okay.
I'm going to show.
Okay, here was our third trivia question. What was the name of the band in the movie Animal House that played at the fraternity and was also the attraction for the bar where the Delta House guys go?
I was going to say the Temptations.
No, close. It was Otis Day in the Night. Remember? It says, let's hit it.
Yes. Yeah. Mark says that all the
I
time.
know. He got that from me.
He would have known that.
He would have known that, yeah.
Mark, we needed you.
I know. He was off today. Okay, so let's get into a deal of the week because that way you can explain what kind of loans you guys do.
Yeah, so the deal of the week this week, and I hope it's not a repeat because I talked about a second before on a previous week, but I'm pretty sure this one isn't. This deal of the week is a second that we made. So people ask,
Okay.
well, first of all, what's the second? It's a loan in junior lien position.
So some
typically-
bank will have the first mortgage and you guys are willing to do a second.
Yep.
It better be conservative.
So here's what happened. This borrower came to us. They actually were buying and had a home to sell. So typically, what we've always said in the past is we excel in making these loans, what we call a bridge loan, because banks typically won't, many borrowers can't qualify for two loans at the same time,
Yep.
right? Because they have the existing home with the mortgage that they're paying, and then if they want to go out and buy another home
Mhm.
and get a loan on that one, most banks will say, well, you don't have the income to qualify. You will, though, once you sell your what we call departing residence, the home that they currently live in. So in this case, though, this borrower was strong enough to have enough income to get a loan on the property that they're moving into.
Okay.
So they had a first, but and they had their departing residence in escrow. So it was going to close. They were going to use, though, the proceeds from the sale towards the down payment. So they qualified for the first, but it was
Oh, but they didn't have the money yet.
for the down payment.
Gotcha. Huh.
So, but it was going to close. It's just got delayed a little longer.
Yeah.
When I say it was going to close, it was the property that they were selling, that they were leaving,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
in order to free up that equity so they can use that for the down payment. So Pacific Private Money stepped in. This came to us from a mortgage broker. The second that they needed was for $315,000. I think it was behind something like a $600,000 first.
Okay, not
So
too
we
bad a
advanced the
ratio.
funds for them for the
Okay.
down payment, and it allowed them to close the property that they were moving into on time.
What
And
was the value of their departing house?
the value of their departing house, I think, was somewhere in the 900s or.
So you, okay, so.
or actually, you know what? I don't know recall what the value was.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the combined loan to value, though, was like 70% between the two. So,
Okay, so you took a second out on basically both properties, right?
no, just the departing.
A second out on that.
They
then-
had a first on the
Yeah, on the existing, but you said that they qualified for a first on the new house.
Yeah, so we
You'd be a second on that one also then, right, wouldn't you?
no, just on the first.
On the first
because
house.
they only needed 315,000 their deposit to put as a down payment on the property that they're purchasing. They just hadn't had it freed up yet because they didn't sell.
But how
it.
did you? What kind of collateral? You got a second on the existing house.
Yep.
But when they bought the new house, wasn't there going to be a bank in first position?
Yeah,
Or,
in first.
Yeah.
So we're just advancing funds for using the equity in the house that they already own.
oh, okay. So you didn't get collateral on the new house.
Yeah, there's no cross.
Okay,
Sorry,
got
there
you.
was
No
no
cross.
cross
Okay,
to
so
this.
the house, 900,000, roughly divided by 70% was $1,285,000, basically. Gotcha. Okay.
Mr. CPA here running the numbers.
Yeah,
on the spot.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
great.
just trying to figure this one out here. By the way, audience, sometimes we kind of do this on the fly. So
So the nice thing was we didn't have to cross.
Yeah.
We could do a second. The sad thing is, in one sense, is that this is going to pay off quickly.
really fast.
Not that
yeah.
we really care if the loan is going in the fund, because, and nor should our investors, because we make money on the revolution of capital because we're charging fees and points, which are shared with our investors. But if this were an individual doing this loan, they'd be very sad in a couple of weeks when when their house sells.
Yeah, because the investor would just go ahead and invest for a couple of weeks and then get the money right back, and it's like, why waste the time? But if you're earning points, that money now your rate of return is like 80% or whatever the figure is,
and
annualized.
So, and the realtor on this, I'm sure, is going to be happy, and the mortgage broker is happy too,
Sure.
just because this deal got it's going to close. We're just going to get paid off, and in other bridge loan scenarios, we typically refinance out of our loans. But in this case, we're just going to get paid off completely. So
and the fund is currently earning what right now?
About 7.5%. It's been hovering around 7.5, let's say between 7.4 and 7.7 for the last 18 months or so.
And it's still open to investors?
Still open to investors. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show that we have a fund information gathering coming up this coming Wednesday in Fremont. Hopefully you can make that. We'll probably do another one. And actually in probably some upcoming episodes soon, we'll announce a surprise joint event we'll be holding.
That's right.
Maybe later this summer, maybe as early as July, that we'll be excited to talk about. I think a lot of our listeners will be familiar with who we're going to have the joint event with.
A lot of good information.
Yeah, really good information. But in terms of this upcoming one, it's just us talking about the fund.
Okay.
As usual.
So to see how you can earn around 7.5%, no fee going in, no fee coming out. I like it. Also, I wanted to mention a quick little deal of the week myself here. That so husband dies in 2017. The wife kind of stricken with grief and all that. She doesn't know that much about finances, and so she accidentally lets a lot of bills just kind of get not paid. So her FICO score goes all the way down to about 560. She has some rental property, and she's doing a 1031 exchange, and she's purchasing this new piece of property for $1.1 million. She's putting down $800,000. She needs only a $300,000 first mortgage. So you're talking about 27% loan to value.
Wow.
But because of her FICO score, there's no bank in the world that's going to lend her based on 560 for a rental property. So what will happen is she'll get the deal done, and then within 6 months or a year, whenever she can get her FICO score back up to normal, she'll refinance it out, or she'll sell some other property.
So she's got to go from 560 to at least 620,
something like that. Yeah. So that's again, little nice little story to kind of help out a borrower. We kind of like that.
Yeah, those are really common, actually, surprisingly common scenarios that we see. So Pacific Private Money solves a lot of challenges that borrowers can't always get that solution from a conventional lender. But at the same time, we don't do conventional loans, so we're really what we call friendlies to the conventional lending industry, and we always refer clients back to the referring source. So most of our referring sources are banks.
So if there are a lot of listeners out there who are in the mortgage business or real estate business, they should go ahead and call Pacific Private Money at 415-883-2150, and then they can go ahead and refer business to get the deal done, and then it gets referred back to them. They retain a client.
Yep.
All right, stay with us. The Best of Investing. I'll be right back with some closing comments. Yeah, this is I only have the 3 trivia questions, so we could go right to the end on this one.
Okay.
That's why we went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Those Animal House ones were hard.
What was that?
Those Animal House ones were hard.
See, I couldn't add Stewie's either. Otherwise, every single one of them.
What else?
See, well, you got Flounder. That was good.
PML, talk a little bit
yeah,
about that. It's been light. People, trusted investors have been calling us saying, hey, haven't seen you guys post much on private money loans.
Well, for selling at 7.5 to the big boys.
Yeah. So kind of our strategy a little bit is to sell some, if we have some loans in the fund that we could sell a portion of.
Yeah.
At a lower
And
spread.
just do it lower. Yeah, exactly.
And just say, that's just kind of the market that we're in now. So
I mean, I get like stuff from Sandy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's
it junky.
Yeah. And then I don't even look at the boys up in Santa Rosa anymore.
Yeah. It's still junky as well, huh?
Yeah, it's terrible.
All right, so let's see. PML, anything that you want to chat about?
I think that pretty much would cover. You're talking about two ways to invest. One is the fund, the differentiate the two.
Yep.
Okay. Welcome back to the Best of Investing. Last time for today, I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Nam Phan of Pacific Private Money. Didn't have a trivia question, but Nam, so people can invest in the Pacific Private Money Fund and earn around 7.5%. No fee getting in, no fee getting out, lots of liquidity. It's like a mutual fund of real estate mortgages, primarily in California.
Right.
All right. What about people there's some people who just don't like investing in a fund. They want to know exactly which loan it's going into.
Yeah, they want control.
Control.
So like you were saying, with the Pacific Private Money Fund, there are those nice features where you have the lending decisions made by us, managing the relationship with the borrower, collecting the payments. But it also comes with requirements. So as an investor in the fund, you do have to be accredited. People ask this often when we talk to them, is what does it take what's the requirement?
Yeah.
Number one, you have to be accredited. So accredited means that you have $1 million net worth. You can, unfortunately, you can't include your personal residence in that calculation. And actually, we don't verify that $1 million. It has to be a third party. So you can go to a CPA. There's a letter that we provide that has to be signed off by a professional financial advisor, CPA, or attorney. They can sign off on your behalf, and we'll look at your documents like broker statements in order to say, yes, this person meets the credit investor certification or threshold. Or you can qualify an income, which is $200,000 for the last 2 years. We'd have to show tax returns. Or $300,000 as a couple. That's the first requirement for investing in the fund. The second one is it's a 1-year hold, 1-year lockup, and actually that's used to be 2 years. We lowered it to 1 year, and actually that's the lowest we can go. That's per securities regulation. And so if you need to redeem within a year, before a year, there's a small fee, but after a year, then there's no fee. So you can just take it.
There's no load going in.
No load going in. So to invest, there's no fee going in.
It also means 100% of your money goes to work for you.
Exactly. Yeah. And you start earning the return as soon as it's deployed. And the third requirement is $50,000 minimum investment. Okay. So there are folks who invest in trust deeds just because, again, as you mentioned, they want control. They want to be that lien hold on the deed for 123 Main Street. Or sometimes they don't qualify as an accredited.
Oh, yeah.
And for trust deed investing, you don't need to be accredited. You have to be what's considered sophisticated. You can only invest a certain amount of your net worth, but you can invest in trust deeds. And to do that, you can register on our trust deed marketplace, which is www.privatemoneyloans.com. It's privatemoneyloans.com. It's kind of like a multiple listing service for our own trust deeds that we sell. Right now, we don't have too many on there, but they come up all the time. And we may sell loans out of our fund to give you opportunities to invest in loans that we deem worthy for the fund, which is generally more conservative loans.
Okay.
But anyway, those are two great opportunities really for trust deed investing. Those are the two main types of investing that you'll see out there.
Well, it's interesting because on a mutual fund, if I own 1,000 shares of Vanguard index fund, stock fund or whatever,
Mhm.
I don't. My name does not go on IBM and Facebook and Amazon and all these other. My name is just with Vanguard.
Right.
Yeah, and it's the same sort of thing.
In the day, when you invest in stocks, your principal can go down the next day.
Yeah. No, this one doesn't get traded, which is kind of nice. So again, give out your information one more time.
Yes. To reach us at Pacific Private Money, go to our website, which is www.pacificprivatemoney.com, or you can call us at 415-883-2150.
All right, we're going to cut out. Here's our thoughts for the day. I remember being in so much debt that I couldn't afford my electricity bills. It was a dark time in my life. And I've reached an age where my train of thought often leaves the station without me. That's a sad thing. Don't grow old. It's not worth it. Actually, it's not so bad going old, as long as you can stay in shape. And I told my wife, round is a shape. So is pear, but I don't want to be that. All right, tune in next week to The Best of Investing. We're going to be giving away more free prizes for answering trivia questions. Thanks for listening. On behalf of our team, I'm Edward Brown, wishing you the best of investing. So long. All right, so that's a wrap there. We got 11 minutes left to go on this bad boy.
So in those 11 minutes, I have a question about when's the golf tournament?
July 15th, I believe. Let me put this in here. Just double check.
Dude, the week is that?
July 15th. It is a Monday, yeah. Well, that's funny. Like, I potentially have that foreclosure going on, but it probably won't happen. Oh, he filed BK, and he wants to pay $100 a month. I don't think the judge gonna like that. The judge say, no, that ain't gonna work.
Come back with something.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good. But anyway, again, being a secured lender,
yeah,
all that's happening is I'm accruing interest,
right,
and late fees. Yeah, I mean, he thinks it's worth 2.2, and I think he's got it listed. So yeah, I haven't checked it yet. I don't know what he's doing. Just buying time. I mean, I haven't gotten paid in a year.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I'm not really worried about it because
Yeah.
it's still earning interest. I'm not gonna I shouldn't get smoked on it. It should turn out to be a good deal.
Yep.
I don't think I'll end up with the property, unfortunately. I think he'll be smart enough to sell it for a decent price. It may not be worth $1.2 million, but it'll be worth something.
Shoot, I guess we won't be able to go fishing there, huh?
Well, I know. Well, I want to go fishing.
Are you taking any vacation anymore?
If you call taking my daughter to college vacation,
August, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got lucky me. August.
That's right, 19th through the 23rd or something like that.
Yeah, 25th.
25th.
Yeah. So
we've got the two events in Vegas at the same time.
Are they both that? Oh, they're back to back or something.
Back to back weeks, yeah. But one's like 18th to the 19th, and then the other one's the 22nd, 21st, or 22nd to the 24th.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the time that she needs to.
Yeah, gotta help.
Yeah, lucky me. Maybe I can convince them, hey, sorry, no can do. Of course, Vegas in August is a little bit warm.
Yeah, but the thing is, we never venture out.
That I
I
know.
don't think I've been out of the hotel.
Except for to get to the airport.
So those dark blocks are so long.
It's in fact, going from casino to casino sometimes is kind of crazy. Yes, so this is. Let's see. So I'm gonna send this to Dom. Have you been updating the website with?
I think updated through maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Every once in a while, when you say, "Can you send me that
Over
show?" Then I'm like, "Oh, now's the time to download." I gotta get Andrea to do that since she's in the office every day. But for some reason, September 8, 2018 wasn't on there. Remember when you
isn't that weird?
Show? Yeah. Not a single one of those the ones who's on there.
Did they send or did we do a duplicate?
That's what I was wondering.
But was it for somebody who?
It was for somebody. So I'll who was that requested it again?
I can't remember. I did find a commercial though. I think that was maybe what somebody who was looking to say.
Can we run spots on it? Okay.
Just gotta give them to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give them to me so that I can upload or send them.
I'll tell you, I think we are getting right now, they're on par. The number of people who have inquired from Chip is about equal to the number who come in from KDOW on a weekly basis.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So the leads
not as good as Gil though, or
well, maybe not, but Chip's only been doing it for 4 weeks. So in 3 weeks, the leads that he's generated has caught up to what we're getting in leads from KDOW, KDRB on a weekly basis.
Okay. And the thing is, we don't know if it's from the show or if it's from commercials that are being run.
But we certainly know from KGO it's his live feeds. Because
you're getting calls like right away? Or are they saying that you heard a Chip?
Both. So they're calling us or they're going to the website and filling out a contact.
Oh, they say I heard you on Chip. Oh, okay.
So they're on par, which is means obviously that it's working.
Yeah. How many leads are you getting from Chip?
Probably got about 6, like 2 per week and less.
2 per week. Was that good or?
That's that's good considering it's been running for only 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So the immediate effect versus KDOW, KTRB.
Yeah.
Getting 2 to 3 a week it's taking us this long.
Oh, okay.
As a comparison, we've been running with them for 3 years now.
Yeah, but I wonder if you can make that exact comparison. You know what I mean? Just say, look how long it took. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we definitely have to change up the commercials.
Yeah.
Because they need to get freshened up for sure.
Yeah.
And I got to put them on this show too.
Well, it's been immediate. His impact is felt immediately just from his
for live read. Yeah. But isn't there also it's not just a live read, isn't it? Isn't there commercials?
Yeah, it's commercials. I mean, it's commercials, and then he does
his live read.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to remember when I heard a live read. If I happened to, I think once I did. And have any transpired into sales yet?
Not yet. I don't think so. Not yet. That's 3 weeks. So people are in the process. The average investor who comes through these isn't like it's probably like a couple months.
A couple months, yeah. Well, they want to vet. Listen, if you're going to invest 50 or 100 grand,
yeah,
want to make sure you're legitimate and,
and
all that. I get it.
But you still gotta hurry.
That's right. It's an impulse buy.
Yeah, impulse. That's right.
Because you never know, real estate's going to be doing something. Hey, look at this one. Someone had shown me how to do a. How I was putting up the sign.
Yeah.
This one here. So.
Add captions?
Yeah. Well, I can't add captions, but I was able to download like a picture of the logo, so to speak. But I'm not sure how to put it on here as compared to like when I go back into after this, I'll go to actually let's see, I don't think it's this. Just don't want to mess up anything on this one. But it was like you do instead of live stream, you do webcam or something like that, and you can upload an image. And I was able to upload it, but I don't know. I'll have to figure that out.
Or is it somewhere in the frame of what they're watching? Because this ends up on
CMC. Theoretically, it's supposed to end up on CMCM. Yeah, I mean, as soon as I send them the file,
right?
But because they wanted a caption, and I figured rather than hold up the piece of paper, not as professional, is to have that because YouTube totally changed it.
Huh. Yeah.
For the live streaming.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the only way to do it apparently is live streaming, because that's the only way that CMCM can take the file. And I did change things with
Oh,
here,
right, so
so
it'll sync.
theoretically it's supposed to sync up. I haven't seen the show for a while. I guess I should to do that. And we have just a minute and 20 seconds left before I have to go. They want at least 56 minutes.
Right.
So, audience, hopefully you're still watching.
Count to 80 seconds with
Yeah.
us. What else is going on?
Okay, let's see. We've got. Okay,
Oh, we've got a barbecue date coming up, right?
Oh, from Mark's house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking about Friday, July 19th.
I believe that is correct. Let me see here. Yes, July 19th. I got it right in here. And tomorrow, I was thinking about going up to Lighthouse, but oh, you know what? Sam's Restaurant. They have that little meeting, BAWB,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Marciello. I could probably do that.
Where would you go? Oh, Lighthouse, just to check it out?
Yeah, I was going to go potentially to meet a potential buyer, but this guy supposedly was going to come from Oregon. And it's like, really? You know what? I want to get the income up because we want to try to get $8 million for it. You know, because we were in contract for 715.
Yeah.
And then the guy just kind of petered. And we realized, you know what? The income's a lot higher. We should get more than that. And there's our 56 minutes. Say goodbye, Nom.
Goodbye. So right now it's a busy time of year, right?